It is decision time at Manchester United as the Glazers are set to make a decision on the future of the 21-year-old suspended youngster Mason Greenwood, who was in October, that is 2022, charged with one count of controlling and coercive behavior, one count of attempted rape, and one count of assault and occasionally causing actual body harm. But Greenwood, who was acquitted by the courts in Manchester, is still being investigated by his club. The decision for him to return or not has got to be made by the owners of the club, the Glazers, but as usual, they never do have a sense of urgency, and indeed they are yet to make that decision. Welcome to the hotspot. We are here to talk about Mason Greenwood and what his future looks like. Is it at Manchester United or not? Subscribe to the channel and let's get proper into this conversation. Now, Mason Greenwood, just to take you back, has been subject of a lot of criticism because of one person. That girl you're looking at right there, his girlfriend Harriet Robson, with whom they have been dating for quite some time. But of course, as you know, in any relationship there are ups and downs. Now, the down of all downs for him came last year when videos and images emerged showing the girlfriend bruised in face and beaten and battered, and him throwing all forms of bad words and harassing her. And this did not go well, as you would expect in this day and age of social media and human rights and everything. It is so easy for you to get yourself in trouble, more so if you attack the girl child. Now, that is indeed what happened to Mason Greenwood because of that girl you're looking at right there, Harriet Robson. Now, Greenwood, of course, fast forward, he's arrested by Manchester United, by the Manchester police, and he was charged with 3 counts. That is one count of attempted rape, one count of controlling and coercive behavior, and he was also charged with one count of assault, occasionally causing harm, actual body harm. That is the issue that got Mason Greenwood in trouble. Now, he was a promising player for Manchester United on his £75,000 per week because he made his debut in 2019 and later quickly signed a contract worth £75,000 per week. That ends in 2025. So he's a contracted Manchester United player. He has shown that he can be a good forward. Even Ten Hag does believe in him so much because he has scored 35 goals for Manchester United since he made his debut in 2019. But the 21-year-old, good as he is, has got issues when it comes to his probably anger management and the way he deals with his private life. But like any child, he's a young boy growing. He was charged with the cases I just told you about. But later, these cases were dropped. They were dropped, and he was acquitted of these, charges. And he should have been a free man because the courts they failed to get, the prosecutors failed to raise the necessary evidence. There was no one to give evidence against him because they all withdrew. So meaning he had to walk away a scot-free man. But the Glazers, being the Glazers they are, they said no. The courts have said so, but we are not done with you. What do? They say the club has got to launch an internal investigation, an independent investigation into the matter. And here we are, months later, this youngster with Manchester United struggling to find a striker to score goals. The youngster, who is one of their most promising forwards, is there, but his future is not clear. He's contracted, but the Glazers are yet to make a decision. Now, of course, there's a lot, that has been said about him. But let me take you back to the latest. His coach, Erik Ten Hag, is one who feels this boy, and he has said it before. He has proven that he can score goals, first of all, and he says he's certainly important player for them. So they are looking at options, but his return is not entirely upon him as the manager. But the latest coming in suggests that Erik Ten Hag and most of the United players would be open to Mason Greenwood coming back. They actually want him back at Carrington. They want him back training because they know what he can contribute going forward. And really, if you're a coach like Erik Ten Hag, with all the uncertainty surrounding Manchester United, you are pointing at players like Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen and name them, and Rasmus Højlund and Manu Rando, Manu and all. But you're not sure who the owners of the club are. You're not even sure if you're going to really have money to buy players. Certainly, you don't want to lose your best and most promising youngster who is guaranteeing, who is a proven goal scorer. He's young, but you can see clearly that his future is way good ahead of him. So Ten Hag is saying, I mean, I need this kid. He's good, but it's not my decision. But the Glazers, like, they never care about the football. For them, it's all about the money. They are, taking their time, apparently launching an internal investigation as if they are the police, but also taking their time on, on announcing the decision from their internal investigation. So this is leaving Greenwood in a state of oblivion, and he's saying, and him and his team are coming out. They did come out, and they are saying they are demanding clear answers on what his future is like. If they look out for a club to loan him in, it is reported that they actually have got offers already waiting in Spain, in Italy. They are all in Germany. All clubs, different clubs like Juventus, AC Milan would be interested in taking Mason Greenwood on loan because, like I said, he's a promising youngster. He has proven that he can score goals at the highest level. He has saved in the last time he played. He saved United in a couple of games. So his representatives, his team is saying that, look, guys, you're taking so long to make a decision and it's affecting our player. So make a decision as early as you can so that we know what exactly is going to happen. The beauty is the coach is backing him, Erik Ten Hag. Most of the United players are also saying, I mean, we need him. They see the need for goals. I mean, if you're relying on players like Walt Weghorst who cannot score half a goal and you have all forms of nobodies up front. You're looking for guys to score goals. You've got a contracted 21-year-old who has been proven and tried and tested. Certainly, you want him on the pitch. More so if the courts of law have acquitted him of charges. Of course, not that the charges that were, that was being accused of were simple, soft charges, but the courts of law have proven to you. And guess what? What's funny? What's funny is that Mason Greenwood, his girlfriend, the same girlfriend, Harriet Robson, that's the girl you're looking at, who did report him and accuse him of those, charges. The same girlfriend they're about to get married with. They're about to get married. She's pregnant, expecting his first child, and they announced recently that they're about to get married. So you wonder what exactly the Glazers are looking for. But of course, the argument from those who are for the Glazers is that. I remember Greenwood when he was arrested. Immediately, Nike, his personal sponsors withdrew their sponsorship from him. Even before anything, United as well distanced themselves from him because they actually asked fans to bring back the club merchandise that had his name, like jerseys and all, to bring them back for free, and they would get replacements for free. They removed him from the club's official merchandise shop and all, from the website, everywhere. There is no Greenwood. They cleaned him. Understandably, because of course, with what he did, certainly, if had he been found guilty, it will be certainly so terrible for him, but also for the club in terms of its image. They need to look like they can't support such, and you can't support such in this day and age, without a doubt. But the boy has been acquitted of all forms of charges. You, as the club, should be the first ones backing him. You don't come out there and you're saying, I mean, you're launching an internal investigation. More so when you're desperate, you need a striker. But of course, for the Glazers, they feel like, I mean, they've got to be careful, and because of how the sponsors would feel and all. I wonder how the sponsors would feel if legally in the UK, this is a legal issue. It's not a club issue. It's not a football issue. This is a civil matter in the courts of law. And they are saying the boy is free, but you're saying he can't play. So you're stalling his career. He's a young, promising footballer. Imagine for the over 12 months he's not been playing, how much it has affected his game. Certainly, it's not working. Already the boy is back together with his girlfriend, the same girlfriend who was, who made the charges. They're even going to get married. The families are okay. What exactly do you want? But of course, the decision has got to be made by the Glazers, who certainly, as I said, for them they are never in a rush. Certainly, clearly, they are never in a rush to make any decision. But also, they are not really for the football. They probably won't care so much about how United will be affected by losing Greenwood, more so at a time like this when they are not even willing to clearly release money or even announce whether they have sold the club or not to ensure the club goes on. So for them, they don't see any sense of urgency on this issue. But the player and his camp are putting their demands. They are now asking questions, and rightfully so. They are saying what exactly is going to happen. So as we speak now, the Glazers have been cornered into making an announcement. And sooner rather than later, in less than a week, they will be coming back to make an official statement and announcing the future of the player. At least for Ten Hag, he has made it clear certainly that he would love to see him back. Of course, phasing him back would be a process because of what has been going on. The Manchester United women team, certainly most of them, like you'd expect, are not happy. They are not enthused about news of him even ever coming back to Man United and putting on the Man United jersey. In fact, one Lady Barrel, who is the founder of the Manchester United Women Team Supporters Trust, did say that she would not want to see him walk through Old Trafford again, through the turn at Old Trafford, not want to see him put on a jersey again, the Man United jersey again and all, because his return would frustrate all efforts they have been making to attract, to make football attractive to more women and all. But of course, even certain women, members of the Manchester United women team, were saying they never want to see him back. Of course, you'd expect as women. But I mean, if the guy is not guilty, has not been charged, and of course, they did not announce whether he was guilty or not. They just said they dropped the charges because they lacked evidence. There was no one to witness against him. There were no witnesses against him. That doesn't mean he was guilty. That doesn't mean he was not guilty. But he's a free man, so technically he's legal. He can technically play for United. So something has got to be done. But the Glazers are taking their time, but they are now cornered into making a decision, and they will be announcing that decision sooner rather than later. But that's the situation going on with Mason Greenwood and his future at the club. Question is, you as a United supporter out there, would you love to see Greenwood back at the club? How important is Mason Greenwood at a time like this when United are struggling? For me, this is how I look at it. If I think about the football, for me, at this time, case in point, I'm against anyone who raises their hand to touch anybody, more so a woman. But the situation now is the guy has no charges against him. United is not a court of law. I think their mandate is not to investigate. Yes, they're a big institution and they can go on and launch their own internal investigation. But whatever happened was not in the premises of Manchester United. It involved their player, but outside the premises of Manchester United. That was a civil matter. And the civil systems, the police and the courts in Manchester are saying there are no charges against him. The same person, the victim who released the video, who put in the charges, the would-be prosecutor, is coming out to tell you, we are getting married with this man. I'm pregnant with the man. We're expecting our first child. And you as Manchester and the Glazers are saying you're launching an internal investigation. What's that? What's the motive? What's driving you? For me, it's a tricky situation, but I think the Glazers are mishandling it as you'd expect. And I feel it is costing Manchester United because right now Greenwood should be mentally focused on his return. Of course, returning would not be him, of course, returning to a red carpet or roses rolled for him to walk over and come back to Carrington and train. Certainly they would phase him back. That's why there is talks of a loan, him being loaned away to first study and assess the situation and how he's welcomed back on the pitch and all, how he handles, of course, for his mental health and stuff. Certainly certain sections of supporters will be hard on him, but that will eventually pass. If he's a good player and he's a young player, he's only 21. Certainly with time, his best is ahead of him. He's a good footballer. With time, it will come to pass and he will get back to fully focus and play football. And we've seen that when he's fully focused and playing football, Greenwood is a very, very difficult forward. He's a very, very important player for United. But the situation is like that, and the Glazers are expected to make an announcement soon rather than later. Question is, what announcement do you hope they make? For now, Ten Hag is saying, tick, come back. Most of the players are saying it's okay. What now is at stake? What's the opportunity cost of having Greenwood back vis-a-vis not having him back, or vis-a-vis frustrating and continuing the process? Again, your guess is as good as mine. This is the Hot Spot. My name is Webb. Thank you for being a part of it. I will be back shortly to give you more news concerning Manchester United, including the update concerning the takeover after the deadline that was initially set by Sheikh Jassim did actually pass. So what exactly is next? All that in our next video.